welcome to Impact Wrestling, a show that was good. Now I gotta say this, because many people think that every time I come on here, I don't give credit to Impact Wrestling. Well, guess what? I'm giving them some credit today. Ready. Now, I'm not gonna say the show was perfect. There's no way any show and any promotion's perfect. But as long as you get it done correctly, no one's saying you need to be perfect. You just gotta make sure you put on a good show that people will like. The lighting was fine. Audio was alright. Camera work is still an issue, but at least in this respect, which is the most important thing next to one other thing, which is even more important, the camera, generally speaking, switching was good. They did make some very stupid mistakes, still zooming in on asses. That happens in most promotions anyway, but Impact has always been notorious for doing that. And this, but this little feature right here where they keep zooming in and out was not done very much. It was done to a minimum, and that's actually quite good. And instead of the last several months where they've been so sloppy with their work, today, throughout the entire show, you could see what's going on in the ring, and generally speaking, you know what was going on. Not just guessing, you actually could see it. So I give them props for that. And again, the most important thing, even more important than the camera work, the fans. For the last year, we've had fans that I literally myself did not want to comment on because there was no point in commenting. It was just, the fans had no enthusiasm. Now, I know I could have said something, but due to the fact that I only just started having fans again, I didn't want to just jump on their back saying, you know what, your fans suck because you're in the same damn venue. I have said that. But the fans, they suck. They don't give a fuck. But the fans in this venue, I think it's either in Nashville or they're still in Georgia. I don't know which one it is. I don't remember. Either they're in Georgia or Nashville, Tennessee. I don't remember right now. If they're in Georgia, stay there for a while. Please stay there. If they're in Nashville, stay there for a while, please. These people had interest. They were willing to make noise. They were willing to make you feel like you were immersed in it. If they don't got it, it don't mean nothing. And they had it. Of course, the crowds are not as big as what AEW, WWE, or even MLW is doing. Actually, I think the crowds are almost equal to MLW. Now, admittedly, I have not seen the last episode of MLW. I haven't had a chance. I'm going to see if I can see it along with the next episode. But I will say this with Impact, all around the show was good with its production. So now you don't have to think about production. You can now focus on what's going on in the show, which was mostly all right. Opening, we had a Knockouts tag team match, which we don't normally see often. We see the Knockouts in the middle of the show. Or maybe a match after the X Division. They open with the women, which, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Mia Yim and Jordan Grace versus now Vex. That is the... I'm telling you. I'm saying this right now. I'm saying this because I will be freaking pissed off. Look, you guys know I love my Naomi. My Naomi Knight, who is now possibly going to be just Trinity for 2. Because there's a good chance she's not working anymore for WWE. Because we still don't know what's going on with Mercedes. But Trinity could actually be going away from WWE. And you know how I feel about her man, Jonathan. He better not fuck her up. If he screws up and they break up, I will slaughter him. I don't want to see that woman hurt because I think she's a wonderful person. Now look at Chelsea Green with a Matt Cardona. That man better not fuck up his marriage. Because that is a freaking gorgeous woman who I've heard is really sweet. Not every woman's sweet. I mean, we got some women that got some bad attitudes. Some women that just a pain in the ass. Some women that just think more about this than anything else. But she's a good ass woman. If he messes up, I will get mad at him. Matt will be here. I'll be here. I will face him down and be like this. And I'll say, motherfucker, don't mess up. And then he'll just take my head off. And I'll say, fine, at least I did the right thing. But she's damn wonderful. And so is Deonna Purrazzo. Was the match good? this was a standard match for the Knockouts tag titles. Now, I'm not saying that this is a number one contenders match. It was not stated. Now, mind you, afterward, you see the Gail Kim come to them because, yes, they had to cheat a little bit to win. And pretty much, since this is kind of going with the story of Mia Yim and, can they exist? Mia Yim and Jordan Grace, they are going to be dealing at each other with Emergence on, August 12th. They are working together. Can they be a cohesive unit before the Emergence match? But now we're going to see Vex. Vex is going up against the current champions. So, you got something there. At least they showed that Diana as well as Chelsea having matching ring attire. They are working together. They're trying to make it look good. There you go. Now, let's move on. We got Madison Rayne versus Marcia Slamovich. The girl being marked, and the girl got completely decimated. Now, let's make this a double right here. I will be talking about Killer Kelly, as well as be talking about what's going on with the Influence, as well as Marcia Slamovich. Let's first start with the Influence. Here's the kicker. Since Tennille Dashwood was not there, they said she couldn't appear. You had Gazelle Shaw there. You got Madison Rayne, who literally got her ass destroyed. She was annihilated by Marcia. She didn't put up any type of defense. Marcia took that. It was like she snapped off her weave. If she had a weave, she snatched that sucker off. She took off that nose guard and tried to break it. Guys, when it comes to the Influence, you wonder what are they going to do with Gazelle Shaw now that she's been marked. Now she's the one that's marked for destruction by Marcia Slamovich. But here's the problem. And if anyone thinks that Marcia's getting over, let me ask you a question. They made it very clear. Marcia came in January. She has gone through jobbers for months. Multiple months, destroying women from outside. Multiple months where the only thing she did within 2 minutes or a minute destroys her opponent and goes away. And then I've heard someone say, that was many, many months ago, that she's the female equivalent of Goldberg. Wrong. She's not. Because Goldberg at least was, in many cases, you would see him in the back, even if he didn't talk. Next to destroying people in the ring, he didn't need to talk, but he needed to be seen. He needed to be important. And how many Impact Plus shows have we had? And how many pay-per-views have we had in the last 7 months? Where has it been important to spotlight the great Marcia Slamovich on either Impact Plus or a pay-per-view? Barely none. So this woman has basically done nothing for 7 straight months except destroy jobbers, and they have not made her important, which what should have happened, I'm making it clear right now, what should have happened with Marcia Slamovich was she was needed to be spotlighted. Yeah, she could destroy people, but when it came to the talent on the main roster, destroying talent outside is one thing, you bring them in. But if you're going to be destroying Alicia Edwards, you're going to be destroying Happy, you're going to be destroying Tennille Dashwood, you're going to destroy a Madison Rayne, now a Gazelle Shaw, who's brand new. Why haven't you put them on Impact Plus to get destroyed? Why has it been regular Impact TV? You wonder why? She doesn't mean a damn thing. Because if you wanted to make Marcia mean something important, she should have had a match of her own on each of the Impact Plus shows and a match for one of the pay-per-views, namely Slammiversary. She should have had a match on Slammiversary. No, she should have had matches on Impact Plus that could have spotlighted her taking out every individual on the damn roster who's a knockout. Has she? No. So who gives a damn? Now you look at Killer Kelly. Now I understand that she has been on the roster since around 2019, maybe 2020, but due to the fact of something happening, either she got hurt or due to the fact of what happened with COVID, she has not been on the roster at all. The problem here is now she's getting her spot. She's getting the brightness. She had another vignette, which actually makes her look really interesting. But here's the problem. You're going to do something with her, but then you're doing nothing with Marcia Slamovich, who should be spotlighted because, like that commenter said, she's now the new Goldberg when she's not. This is one of the problems I see with Impact Wrestling. They're acting like WWE. They bring in someone really interesting, but guess what? In a few months, they do nothing with them. I should win. Like that, sorry. She should have been spotlighted from the get-go. When she had to finally deal with someone on the roster, they should have put her on Impact Plus to start grooming her, that when they do the Impact shows for pay-per-views, we will know who Marcia is, that she's important to us, that she is meaning something. She means nothing. BTI does not freaking matter. I'm sorry. Just like Elevation and Dark, if it's not shown on Impact Show, the Impact pay-per-views, or Impact Plus, what do you actually get? Goose egg. Let's move on. Now, we get OGK of Violence by Design. Well, almost got that mixed up with Violence by Design, because I do have to think about Violence by Design when it comes to what Eric Young spoke about. You know what? Let me do that first before the match between OGK and the Bullet Club. What do I feel about what's happening right now when it comes to Diener and Joe Doerling? Are they going to be thrown out of Violence by Design? Honestly, this is the deal. Yeah, what happened at the end of the show when they attacked, and Kushida attacking, I will talk about that later. I'm just going to talk about it right now. I feel like when it comes to Diener, his time is up. Because when it comes down to it, this is not about Joe. This is not about Eric. This is about Diener as the very first person brought in. He might be the very first person that's going to be removed from Violence by Design. That's what I think. And do I believe it's time? Yes. I do believe it's time for Diener to do something on his own. So this could be the setup for it. I will explain a little bit more when I talk about the very end of this review. But let's move on. Now, Honor No More, OGK versus Bullet Club of Ace and the true Smooth Criminal, not the Ultimate Finesser. The Smooth Criminal, I still say, for Chris Bay, the man is a smooth criminal. He will steal your clothes, he will steal your car, he will steal your money, he will steal your woman, he will steal your heart if you're a woman. That is what Chris Bay is. He is a smooth criminal. He will steal everything he wants. I still say it today, even though I don't talk about him often. And if he does see this, how you doing, man? I still believe you're still one of the best what they got on Impact Wrestling. You are one of the best. But you paired him up with Ace Austin, which I like Ace. But what do we... I still love Bullet Club. But like I said months upon months ago, Jay White should have put over Chris Bay and saying that he's the current leader of Bullet Club for Impact Wrestling. I am working where I'm working in New Japan. He's watching out for it until I come back. That's what I really felt he needed. And then he should have won the title with Hikuleo or El Fantasma. He should have had titles already under Bullet Club, which he has not. So we see this. We see this match. We see OGK. And we see OGK getting the ass handed to him, which I will talk about on and more in a moment. But you wonder, what does this mean for these two guys, which I think they may actually be friends in real life. I don't know. But they just have a really good chemistry. Both of them do. They look like they really know each other. They've been working together for years, going against each other. Now they're working together. I think really good friends working together is a good thing. But I really need to see what they're going to be doing with them. Because they're not getting Impact titles. You're not going to have the Good Brothers go up against Ace and Chris. It's just not going to happen. It makes no sense why you're going to have them happen that. It just, unless they're going to break away, which I don't see that happening due to the fact of you got Honor No More still hanging around, which, let's get to Honor No More. Honor No More. What do I feel about them? Goose egg. Nothing. Here's the problem. As they said in their own damn promo, we have gotten nothing. Absolute nothing. We came here, we are trying to prove that we are better than everyone, and the industry sucks, particularly Impact Wrestling. So they're actually using a little bit of real life in this situation. Because let's be honest here. What are they supposed to do now? Honor No More needs either the X Division, the tag titles, or the world title. They have no X Division title win. They have no tag title wins, and they have no world title wins. And you've had PCO, for goodness sake. PCO is a question of he's staying or not. Because I've said it myself, PCO is unique. He is another Abyss. Honestly. PCO is a different animal entirely from Abyss. But if you're going to compare them as unique, mysterious phenomenons, they're both the same. PCO is very similar to Abyss, that they're phenomenons. Just like The Undertaker. I'm putting them in, look, I'm going to make this clear. We have three very unique individuals that are mysterious, that are phenomenons in their own right from wherever promotion and the parts of the industry of wrestling they've had. Looks like PCO has made his mark. The guy's in his 50s. He's been around for a while, so I'm sure this gimmick has been around for a while. He has earned his respect in that respect through the indies. Abyss made his mark in Impact Wrestling. He is one of the quintessentials outside WWE that has been known to be so damn unique and special. And then finally The Undertaker. Yeah, I can add Kane in, but I don't need to, because Kane and Undertaker are hand in hand. Both work together. They both are the same kind of person. So I'm adding them both together as a one individual, because when it came to Undertaker, he made Kane. When it came to Kane, he kept helping the Undertaker. So yes, the Undertaker doesn't need help, but it's helped him over the years. So essentially, you have the quintessential in WWE, the top of the totem pole, as The Undertaker. Impact TNA has been Abyss. He made his mark. And then in the indies, PCO. These guys all made their mark as far as I'm concerned. Even though I have not seen a lot of PCO at all, I have seen the Abyss. I have seen Undertaker. Both of them are the top of the food chain for both of those promotions, which have been so important when they were still able to go. Now, let's make this clear. When it comes to Havoc, well, I should take that back. Jessica. We get Jessica Havoc, not Havoc. We get Jessica, who pretty much is acting girly. Wants to be similar to a Taya Valkyrie coming to the ring with her fur or imitation fur. She may not do that type of thing, real fur. Imitation fur. And Rosemary can't stand the shit of it. Now, they broke the fourth wall when it came to Taya saying, you know what? This could be exactly what happened with Sue. We had Susie with Sue. Maybe this was going on with Havoc. Jessica, you never know. And it is. Now, how far they're going to go with this and make it interesting, it's going to be a question. This is going to be twofold. One, it is going to be about the writers actually being able to make Jessica mean something. Because when it came to Susie, she was interesting. Suzanne was also interesting. I believe they went by Suzanne. But when you see Jessica, the question is going to be, can they write something interesting for her, or are they going to rehash the same thing they did with Susie? And then Jessica herself. She's going to have to play outside what she normally does, and either in Impact or the Indies, she's going to have to be an entirely different character. Maybe she'll be more like herself. Not saying that Jessica Havoc doesn't have that little mentality or womantality of wanting to rip your head off if you get on her nerves, but we're going to see hopefully a girly version of Jessica. Maybe she's going to want to be different. Maybe she's going to want to be sexy. I don't know what they're going to do and what she's going to do. I will give it a chance. But I am concerned. Let's make this clear. I've said this before and I'll say it again. And even though you're going to say this is awesome, I am telling you to be cautious. Cautious with creative. Because creative has a tendency to screw the pooch so easily in Impact way more than WWE. Because we expect Impact not to be that foolish like WWE. And in many cases, they kind of take a little bit from WWE and they do exactly the same thing. So I do not know, but I'm hoping. Finally, brother versus brother. Shelley versus Sabin. Alex Shelley having the first chance ever to get a number one contendership. Now, I'm going to be honest here. This is what I wanted, and this is what I believed. What I wanted was Shelly, because I wanted something totally different. Not the same rehashing of the same people. Sabin, Moose, Sammy, who else? Eddie, Rich Swann. Just someone completely different that is credible. And then what I believed. I believe when the match happened, and it was a damn good match. It was one of the best matches I can say for this year. If I had to do a list of matches, because I'm going to be honest too, I can't remember most of the matches I've seen. I can't. I do 2-3 videos a week, guys. It's hard to remember the matches that I do reviews on that are from the shows, let alone the pay-per-views. I can't remember so much. But if I had to remember anything, this was easily the match of so far of the year. That's just my point of view. Anybody else says that match was average? No, it was a classic. It was that damn good. And the crowd really made it feel important. But what I believe was pretty much Chris Sabin was going to win. Because it would have been a safe bet for them to do it. Because they've done this over and over again with Chris Sabin. But when you see the match, and since these guys known each other for they've known each other since 2006. They faced each other probably a couple of times beforehand, but they didn't become a tag team until 2006. As Tom said, that when they were in a promotion in Japan, that's when they really had that moment after they matched, they became a tag team. My guess is before that in Impact Wrestling, they did face each other at least a couple of times. Or TNA. They did have to face each other a couple of times before Japan. At least once or twice from what I can tell. But they've known each other 20 years. And now we get a match that has not been seen for more than a decade. They haven't faced each other I think they said since 2009 they matched. So it's been more than a decade since they probably faced each other one-on-one. And Shelly has always gotten over on Sabin. And when you look at this match, you can see why. Sabin is a great wrestler. There's nothing wrong with him. I truly believe that he should have been the leader of Honor No More instead of Eddie Edwards because he has more credibility. He's been around way longer. I do believe he would have been a better choice. Even if he might not be a great heel, at least he would have been a better choice. Not anything against Eddie. I don't hate Eddie. But I just don't believe he's credible enough because he hasn't been there long enough. He doesn't feel established as Chris Sabin would. But that's the reason why I thought they'd pick him. Because he's so established as an original, of course they're going to pick him. But what I wanted was Shelly. I wanted someone totally different that they have never gone with that is as credible as Sabin. And what did we get? Shelly is now the number one contender versus I'm sure the haters are there, and you know who you are. And I'm sure you're going to say, oh, this is going to suck, and I can't wait to get it. Shut up. Shut up. We're getting a new match. Something you've probably been asking for, you stupid bitch. And I'm talking about all of you. You're stupid bitches. You're always complaining you're getting the same thing from a Josh Alexander. Well, guess what? He's dealing with someone totally different. He's dealing with Alex Shelley, a guy that's been around just as long as Sabin, who has won the X Division once, and that was the only thing he did, has been known to have multiple time tag team championships under his damn belt. He is a staple in Impact Wrestling, and now he's getting his first real shot at a damn title. Yes, it is at Impact Plus, but it doesn't matter. We got into the 12th. We got something different. And if you complain about this, you stupid bitches, then you got nothing. Literally. You're idiots. You're getting something new. And if you can't see that, you're bitches. Honestly. I just laugh at you. I am. I'm going to laugh at you. Because when it comes down to what are you complaining about? You're getting something new. Now, when it comes to this entire show, was it great? It was good. Nothing wrong with it. Camera work was okay. And there's nothing wrong with that. Lighting was okay. The fans were truly the most important thing. They were. You literally getting a decent story with most people, even though Marcia Slamovich still feels blank. Killer Kelly does feel like she could be something. Yes, I know what's going on with Macklin and Moose. I am not forgetting that. But due to the fact that Sammy did attack him and Moose had to help him, I would have liked to see Macklin not get nailed the next time. This is what I said about Impact. They're doing exactly like WWE. Macklin, as a former military soldier, remember, I believe he was a fucking Marine. Why would you just let him get attacked so easily? He's a freaking Marine who states that I'm thinking differently than a regular person. Why couldn't you just allow him not to get his ass whipped so easily by damn Sammy? He had to get Moose to help him. This is where it's stupid. He should have been able to deal with him at first. And when it came to Sammy, he had to get truly pissed off and had to go really crazy. That would have made more sense than just 1 week after he avoids getting nailed by Sammy, he gets nailed by Sammy until Moose had to help him. And yes, Sammy escapes, but then it doesn't help Sammy. It doesn't help Macklin. It doesn't help Moose. And I'm only going to say it in this respect because I don't know how far they're going to go with it. Because we still got time before Emergence. I don't know where it's going. That's why I'm not going to talk any more about it until I get some tangible proof that they're going to do a match at Emergence, which they probably will. The question is it going to be a good match? Will there be a stipulation? That's the question. And let me give you like this with Kojima, because I'm not forgetting him. At the end of the show, seeing him save. The question for me is, and he was in WWE, I believe he used his actual name or another name, I can't remember. The question's going to be, is he hired? I'm wondering. Has he been hired by Impact Wrestling, or is he just going to do a couple of tapings? I really hope this guy has been hired. They need more Japanese wrestlers. But this is just my point of view. Have a good day. Have a good night. Oh, I'm so hot in this room. If you didn't notice, there's sweat on my head. This room is hot. Peace.